This is episode 100 of the Caribbean Mentors podcast.
This is Red Chipping, Managing Director of Gordon Grant and Company Limited. Joel, I would like to give a hearty congratulations on reaching your 100th episode. These are the type of positive initiatives we need in TNT with all the negative that seems to take over the daily media. Being the first, I was always looking forward to your other upcoming episodes to see and take away the positives from others. Always remember, those who hoot with the owls at night should be able to soar with the eagles in the morning. Keep up the good work, Joel.
This is Sharon Christopher, Leadership Development Coach. Hello, Joel. Congratulations on reaching this milestone of 100 episodes. Your podcasts continue to inspire and motivate so many. And the fact that you continue to do this for nothing more than the satisfaction of helping others speaks to the kind of man you are. May God continue to bless you richly as your show moves from strength to strength.
Hi, Joel. This is Anthony Hadid from Your Life Purpose Limited. I just wanted to congratulate you on reaching episode number 100. I also want to congratulate you, Joel, on the great work that Caribbean Mentors is doing throughout the Caribbean region. I am sure that you've touched many young and not so young people who've listened to all of your inspiring podcasts. I've been honored to be part of the Caribbean Mentors list of people who've been interviewed, and I also enjoyed our 9-part mini-series. So keep up the good work, Joel. Well done.
Top of the day, Joel. This is Catherine Kumar, retired CEO of the TNT Chamber and one of your interviewees in your past podcast episodes. Big congrats on your century achievement of reaching 100 episodes. Your mission of inspiring Caribbean people into action towards achieving their professional goals has certainly been achieved in your past episodes. The vast experiences shared have reached not only TNT, but the World Wide Web. Keep reaching for the stars, Joel.
Hey guys, this is Nisha Sudin from Mako Magazine, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to Joel on his 100th episode of Caribbean Mentors. This podcast is just amazing, and I find myself always looking to see when the next interview is going to be so I could tune in. Your interviews are fantastic. I think this is just a phenomenal thing for the entire Caribbean, and I just wanted to congratulate you. Job well done.
Hey Joel, 100 episodes is a lot of episodes. Andrew Pilgrim, QC out of Barbados here, bigging you up. A great milestone. Keep doing that work, that keeping young people inspired. Keep showing them the leaders that can help lead the way. Enough respect every time, Joel. 100 episodes, big milestone. Big up yourself every time. Congratulations, man.
100 episodes. Well done, Daddy. Yay!
Hello everyone, Joel Millington here, and you're tuned in to the Caribbean Mentors podcast, where you will be getting insightful tips from real-life experts from the Caribbean. This is the podcast for every person who wants to see their career explode. Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to the Caribbean Mentors podcast. This is Joel Millington, and I'm so excited to be celebrating the 100th episode of the podcast. For this special episode, I won't be having a guest, but instead, I want to take some time to say thanks and to share some of the things that I have learned thus far. So firstly, thanks to you, the listening audience, who click that play or download button and show your support for the show. It really means a lot that you have been granting me the honor of having your attention, because I've said it before, in today's world, especially the online world, attention is the new currency. There are so many things pulling and tugging and vying for your attention. So for you to choose this podcast on a consistent basis is really, really amazing to me. And for those of you who were inspired enough to reach out, to send me a message, to tell me about the value you get from the interviews and encourage me to keep going, those messages really come at ideal times and act as a major source of motivation for me. So thank you so much, and keep sending those messages telling me about what you think the show should contain. To all the mentors who have given of their time and knowledge and shared their journey, This is something that you are not required to do, so let me give you a heartfelt thank you. Please know that your journeys are making an impact, and I want to tell you thanks for your support and your openness. And finally, to our sponsor of the last season, SBCS Global Learning Institute, thank you so much for your partnership and your support in this venture. Okay, so just some quick announcements before we actually get into the show for today. As some of you may know, we normally take a hiatus from the weekly episodes to review the season and to plan the general direction of the podcast. So today's episode is actually the season finale, and as is customary, we would be announcing on our social media platforms when the new season is about to begin. So stay tuned, stay connected. We will continue to post positive content even if it isn't interviews with our mentors. So feel free during this time to recommend guests to be on the show, share your thoughts about the general direction of the podcast, and let's build this thing together. Okay, so let's dive into the episode. So for today, I will be going through the top 5 key takeaways that I have gotten from 99 episodes on this podcast. Okay, so number 5, your negatives are not unique. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible that really captures the point I want to make so clearly, and it's taken from 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. And for simplicity, I'll read it from the Standard English Version. It says, "There is no temptation that has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability, but with the temptation, he will also provide a way of escape that you may be able to endure it." Wow. Now, what I've realized is that some of the same challenging circumstances that we see as such a major disadvantage to achieving our success were in some instances exactly the same circumstances that some of our mentors had to endure, and they overcame. So things like, I don't have a good relationship with my parents. I don't feel loved. I come from a single parent household. I have no money. I didn't get good grades in school. I live in a depressed community. All of those circumstances are not unique to you. Now, don't get me wrong. These situations are very, very difficult. But the encouragement is there is a way of escape. If our mentors were able to endure those circumstances and escape, it is not impossible for us to escape also. Number 4, work. You must be prepared to work, and more so to work with patience. Now, when we say the phrase, "I would like to become," that word "become" actually means I would like to work in order to become. And why I say work with patience is because I have found that our mentors understood that becoming takes time. It takes years, and they were prepared to go the journey and dedicate decades to their craft before they began to see success. There were even instances where the mentor decided to take a totally new career direction, which meant they had to start over learning their craft from scratch, this new craft, because you do not start as an expert. You work diligently and patiently at it. So that's the second takeaway. Be sure to work and work diligently, but understand that becoming an expert takes time. Number 3. Having a positive mindset. Now, I'm sure we all know about the benefits of keeping your mind in a positive framework and how projecting positivity greatly assists with dealing with the challenges which will surely come. But do we actually spend time training our minds to be positive? Do we spend times with ourselves in silence? Do we journal our thoughts? Do we pray? Do we consume positive content? Do we buy positive books? All those were suggestions from our mentors, which alludes to the point. I even remember in one of the interviews with the mentors, he was explaining that he had reached a point in his career where his career was really booming. He accumulated a good amount of savings and he projected his career and it was really excelling nicely. but then his daughter got really sick and he had to spend all his money and also borrow money in order to deal with his daughter's health. Now, if he did not have a positive mindset that things will turn around, that this will not be his end, and if he did not work consistently, he would not have been able to endure. So the takeaway on this point is to invest in your mind, invest in your positivity. Number 2, focus on learning. Now, a lot of people sit around waiting to find their passion. But you cannot find anything without looking, without seeking. And the way you find your passion is by learning. And I'm not just referring to academics. In a lot of our mentors' journeys, they didn't know what they were good at. They didn't know what they wanted to do. They went on their journey thinking that they are going to pursue one thing. They got exposed to another area and they changed direction. The one consistent I found is that they were always on a path of learning. Because it's when you start to learn and understand a particular area is when you realize that you have a knack for it, you are good at it, and then it grows into a passion. And it's also learning that kept our mentors relevant throughout their careers. So the main takeaway of this point is that you may not know exactly your direction or your passion, but if you focus on learning wherever you are right now, things will continuously become clearer. And the number one key takeaway for me is relationships. Relationships are key. Now notice I simply did not say networking, but I'm focusing on building relationships. Now, I know that some people are introverts and this may be difficult, but it is essential. And with any skill, you will start off bad, but you get better over time if you stick with it. Again, in most of the mentors' journeys, they explained about connecting with someone who gave them critical advice, or with someone who gave them a chance or gave them a piece of business or introduced them to someone else. Now, what I've found is that people, for the most part, are very helpful and generous with their knowledge, but you cannot become a nag. Don't call the person every Monday morning to get advice. And don't only try to extract from the relationship, but be mutually helpful as well. So, for example, since I've started this podcast, I have invited various mentors that I wanted to build a better relationship with. I've invited them to lunch. I've sent them birthday greetings and I've tried to stay connected. And what was also surprising to me was that persons that I did not know also tried to get in contact with me, invited me to lunch and wanted my thoughts on things that they were working on. So the main takeaway is that anything you want to achieve cannot be done by yourself. You must reach out to others. You must be a connector. Okay, folks, those are the top 5 takeaways that I have learned from the 99 episodes thus far. I'm sure there are other valuable lessons. I'm sure that you will see points that I may have missed. So feel free to leave me a comment on Facebook or LinkedIn right under this post so we can continue the discussion. Thanks again for joining me. This is episode 100. I'm super excited. I hope you got some valuable tips, and I will see you next time when I will be interviewing our next Caribbean mentor. So remember, let's all strive for excellence. Let's all strive to be a mentor.